articles right here on the top page, and it's interesting because the way, the peculiarity of the case is something that has caught my attention for sure. Take a look at this. Man kills lawyer wife, hides inside a Noida home for 16 hours. Now, in terms of the infographics that Times of India has put out here on the front page, it says, strangled for opposing sale of house. So the man essentially wanted to sell off the house the woman did not want. Renu Singh, a 61-year-old Delhi High Court lawyer, found dead in her Noida Sector 30 home. Her brother alerts cops after she doesn't take his calls, and he finds the main door locked but doesn't get any response from inside. The police break open the door, find Renu dead, and her husband Nitin, who's essentially been accused of this, carrying out this murder, to be missing. That's the picture of Renu Singh, the 61-year-old lady who's, the victim of this murder, alleged murder. So far, the police is currently probing the case. The developments are such that the police had to break open the door after Renu's brother called up the police because Renu wasn't picking up the phone, and when Renu's brother came and knocked on the door, there was no response from inside. However, the door was locked from inside. They scanned the CCTV footage, the police, and found that no one left the house around the time of the murder on Sunday morning. Cops then break open the doors of every room, find Nitin hiding in the anteroom, like a false wall sort of a situation. Cops said the lawyer confronted her husband after coming to know that he had sold their house, which is the Noida Sector 30 house where the murder happened, for 4.5 crore rupees. They argued and he allegedly throttled her, and that's when it all happened. Now, it's important to note here, Nancy, that sniffer dogs failed to trace him. And, cops go to Nepal. He's later found in the anteroom.
And he was hiding in the storeroom for the past 10 hours.
16 hours. 16 hours.
No, and the problem with all of this is that, these are educated people that we are talking about. He is an IAS officer. His wife was a lawyer. So I don't understand what goes behind all of this, because whenever we talk about, these brutal murders that are happening, and every time you see, you are getting murdered by somebody who you know all your life, because this is a husband we are talking about. You just had a feud over him, over selling the house, and the next thing you know is that you are being strangled to death, which is something that is concerning and that is growing day by day, because we report crimes every day now and then. But something like this saddens me even more, because these are educated people we are talking about. These are people coming from a very civil society. And the way you have to, think to murder somebody and, to make sure to hide the body for 16 hours. That is something that I don't think so that somebody does in, heat of the moment. You have to have some planning for it. After you have done the murder, what are you going to do? Are you going to inform the police? How are you going to hide the body? Everything. And, people who have no, criminal history, people who, come from a civil society, who are just like us, they go to their office, they come back home. And then they tend to do things like that is something that is, so shocking and saddening that what
other developments, Nancy, take a look at this. Other developments for all the viewers in this particular gruesome and shocking murder case that has come to light. Take a look at this. Renu, the 61-year-old woman, was diagnosed with bone cancer some years ago and had a pancreatic ailment as well. She was mostly confined to her room because she needed to stay in a temperature-controlled space. On the other hand, there's a picture of Nitin, who's the accused in this case. He was planning to consult his lawyer on whether to leave the country or whether he should surrender. There's another infographic that's right here. It says September 10th, 9:30 a.m. Renu Sinha and her husband Nitin have a heated argument over the sale of their house, for which Nitin had apparently struck a deal. At 9:30 to 10 a.m., somewhere around this time, Nitin strangles Renu to death. 10:30 to 11:30 a.m., this particular hour, the house help reports to work. Nitin sends her away. Later on, a broker comes to see the house, shown the drawing rooms on the ground and the first floor, whilst the murder has happened and Nitin is still at home. तो आपने domestic help को वापस भेज दिया, अब broker आया, उसको नीचे वाला घर दिखा दिया, जबकि घर में murder हो चुका है. Between 12 to 1 p.m., Nitin locks the entire house. Okay? शाम में 4-5 बजे 4 to 5 p.m., Renu's brother comes to check on her and finds the house locked from inside, but no one answers the door and later informs the police. Between 5 to 5:30 p.m., he says the police broke open the door of the house and found Renu dead in the washroom. 4 teams were set up to trace Nitin. No one was seen leaving the house in the CCTV. Cops break open the room doors, but the cops initially in the 16 hours were sent to Nepal because the lawyer's kin, Renu's kin, feared that the husband could leave the country as well, which was actually a possibility. He was thinking about it. Finally, at about 11, on September 11th, at about 2 a.m., cops check each room of the house and find Nitin in an ante room. He is likely to have spent at least 9 hours in that room alone. I mean, what a time to introspect. क्या कुछ चल रहा होगा उसके दिमाग में?
Exactly, to plan something like this, to kill your own life partner and then hide the body for 16 hours. And you know, to even, somebody has to, you know, lose their calm at some point that what, oh my God, what I have done. Sometime you have to come into your senses and be like, oh my God, what did I do? But you know, these people, they try to hide it. They are not surrendering also. They are like, you know, the body is there. He had the audacity to let the broker come in and see the niche wala ghar. That is something I feel like, I don't know what is going on, you know, in people's mind nowadays. How, where is this going to stop? How are we going to, you know, let people know that this is not something that is, you know, because reporting these kind of stories very saddening, because we are talking about a civil society here. You know, these people are come from a very designated profession. He once is an IAS officer, once is a lawyer, and then you read incidents like this is something that I don't think I will be able
Real
to
estate
get
ka
okay
mamla hai,
with.
Baba. Real estate, you know what they say, it never goes down, always go up, and over a property, you've killed your life partner. Well, there you have it. That's the accused over there in the frame that you can see. Nitin, who killed his, allegedly, so far, killed his lawyer wife.